Hello and welcome to my channel, Crime Me a River. We're going to talk about Orrin and Orson West. On December 21st, 2020, about 4:40 p.m., 4 and 3-year-old Orrin and Orson West disappeared from the backyard of their home in California City, California. Despite the outcry from the biological family and two communities 68 miles apart, it's been 14 months and they're still asking, where are the boys? Orrin, 4, born August 8th, 2016, he was named Sincere Pettis before he was adopted and his name changed to Orson West. He was the oldest of the two half-brothers. Orrin was said to love music and taking photos with his biological mother, Ryan Dean. She said in their last visits, Orrin didn't want to take photos. Orrin was described as playful, active boy who liked to wrestle and roughhouse by the adoptive parents. Orson, 3, born June 11th, 2017. He was named Classic Pettis before he was adopted and his name changed to Orson West. He was the youngest of the two brothers and all the West's kids. Orson would always climb on her and loves food, said Ryan Dean, the biological mother of the boys. Whenever they would play together, he would try to eat the toys shaped as food. Orson was described by the adoptive parents as being an energetic boy who loves to play rough as well. Orrin and Orson were removed from their biological family after an abuse investigation was opened. Although boys were not under supervision of their biological parents or grandmother when the alleged abuse took place, their biological parents lost custody in the end of 2018 due to a suspicious leg injury. Ryan Dean, the bio mother, says she last saw her boys Christmas time 2018. Dean said that someone else was watching Sincere, aka Orson, when the leg injury happened. When Dean came home, she could tell something was wrong by the way he was crying, so she took him to the ER, where she was told Sincere had a broken femur bone. CPS basically removed Sincere after this event. Dean says, they only took Classic because he was a relative to Sincere, my son. I just had him and got him out of the NICU due to him being 4 pounds and me having him early because of the stress of trying to get his older brother back before he came along, end quote. In spring 2019, the boys were adopted by the Wests. The boys lived with Trezell West, 34, Jacqueline West, 31, and 4 other children at Casaloma Apartments in Bakersfield, California. In September 2020, they bought a house on Aspen Ave in California City, California, and a family of 8 moved. West has had a total of 6 children, all boys, ages ranging from 10 to 3 years old. Orrin and Orson were the youngest 2. Out of 6 children, there were the Wests' 2 biological children. They had 2 foster children and adopted children and 2 adopted children, according to Police Chief John Walker. A couple of days before Orrin and Orson were missing, the West family went to Bakersfield to go Christmas shopping and let the 4 other children stay at Trezell's parents' house for a few days before Christmas. Orrin and Orson went home to Cal City with Trezell and Jacqueline. December 21st, 2020, about 4:43 p.m., the Wests called 911 after searching for Orrin and Orson for 15 to 20 minutes. The story is Trezell was collecting firewood to make a fire because it was cold. It was around 50 degrees and dropping that evening, which is cold to Californians. Jacqueline was wrapping Christmas gifts, so they had Orrin and Orson play outside with a dog who is named Chalk. While Trezell was collecting firewood, he left the side gate open to the backyard. Trezell said he realized he left the side gate open when he came out of the house and saw the boys were gone. Trezell went back inside to ask Jacqueline if she saw the boys. She said no, they were outside playing with chalk. They both looked around, but with no luck. Trezell jumps in the big white van with tinted windows at 4:32 p.m. He circled the block and called for the boys. When Trezell returned home without the boys, Jacqueline called 911. While Trezell waited outside for police to arrive, Trezell and Jacqueline West did only one interview 2 days after Orrin and Orson went missing, December 23rd, 2020.
So, tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. There's a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two would go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. We keep them close. So I was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there. I went in the house. I came back out. I didn't see them there. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, did you see the boys? She said, no, they should be outside playing with chalk. I said, well, I didn't see them, so I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife. Once that didn't pan out, I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got in the van and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there, and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves, and I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
The cops told us the best are out here.
The best are out here searching, and we appreciate it, and nobody ever could tell, we could never talk to anybody, and that was the issue.
On January 25th, 2021, a candlelight visual for Orrin and Orson was held outside in the West's home. Trezell and Jacqueline never attended. Tracking dogs picked up the scent of the dogs in the house, but not leaving the yard. Search warrants were conducted on the home, and backyard was even dug up, but nothing was found. Bakersfield took over as lead investigators about a month after the boys disappeared. Bakersfield Police have interviewed over 116 people, conducted over 48 searches, and done over 15 mass area searches and 3 searches outside of California. 170 items were seized and over 200 plus tips have been received. At least 4 agencies have joined the investigation: California City Police, Bakersfield Police, FBI, and Kearns County DA office. Police admit to withholding more than 90% of the evidence in this case. It's been 14 months since Orrin and Orson were reported missing. And now we're going to talk about just things that have stood out. Some of those things that have stood out is Jacqueline West was never seen on footage looking for the boys. Number 2, Jacqueline West said the boys weren't allowed on dirt. 3, Trezell and Jacqueline avoided saying Orrin and Orson's names or giving any descriptions of them, even their ages. 4, the neighbor's security footage, it shows only 4 kids got into the van when they left to go Christmas shopping a few days prior. No kids when they got back. 5, they had 6 boys who never went outside, but let these 2 toddlers out at night when it's cold out. barely being watched. 6. Why did the boys have to be outside? Some of the theories. 1. Someone abducted the boys. 2. The boys wandered off and something happened. 3. Trezell and Jacqueline West killed them. 4. The Wests sold them for money. 5. The biological family had something to do with it. Orrin West is a black male. He has black hair and brown eyes. He is 3 feet tall and weighs 35 pounds. He is last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and gray sweatpants. Orson West is a black male. He has black hair and brown eyes. He is 3 feet tall and weighs 35 pounds. He was last seen wearing black sweatshirt and gray sweatpants. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Orrin and Orson West, please call the Bakersfield Police Department at 661-327-7111. There is a $125,000 reward for the return or whereabouts of Orrin and Orson West. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and we will be doing videos probably at least twice a month right now until I get, better at this. All right, thank you, and have a good night or day, whatever. Bye.